go for a hike here when the sun comes back out and it warms up. Good day, folks. So today, I got Sam with me today. We're working on the bowl. It's actually not in too bad a shape, right? I sanded all those broken pieces out, if you can make that out there. There was a few pieces that come off. This is the bowl that I brought home from the WBBC, the White Birch Bigfoot clan. That was knocked over by that great big, oh my goodness, it was probably about 100-foot tall spruce, big old spruce tree. It kind of crushed my tripod and broke this bowl. And for those that are just coming on board here, if you haven't got to the videos yet, there's a clan that I visit that I call the White Birch Bigfoot clan, and the reason for that is because the whole area that they claim territory to is birch, lots of birch trees, and they make these structures, and it's the only clan that I know of that create these structures and the arches with these white birch, right? And it's amazing because birch is one of the hardest woods up in this area, especially. It's one of the hardest woods. If anybody's tried to work with birch, even drilling a hole using a drill bit, before you get through, that wood is burning. It is very hard wood. And while these trees are alive, that clan there, the White Birch clan, they're able to shape these arches, beautiful arches, and create these structures out of these birch trees, and it's kind of amazing. You have to go and do the research, right? Go and investigate the arches. Don't, if you just see a bent over tree, that may not be an arch. It could be weather. I've come onto a forest, and I call it we just call it the bent tree forest. But you go in there, and almost every third tree you come onto has got a crazy bend in it, right? You go a little further, another one, and it's identical. It's an identical warp and bend into the tree. So there must have been something go on, years back in that area. It could have been a shift in the ground. It could have been or it could be something in the ground itself that's causing them to grow in that manner, right? Maybe there's there could be an ice sheet or a rock sheet, some type of shale rock maybe that's under the soil, the topsoil, right? But there's always reason for these things. But up there, these white birch Sasquatch, they are using the birch trees to create their structures within their territory. And when we first come on to them, and it was my sister and I, my sister Sheila, the one who passed away here, when we started coming onto these structures years ago, she said, name this group the White Birch Bigfoot clan, and the rest is history. And I've continued with that name because that's what they're doing. They're using the white birch trees as their to mark their territories and to create their beautiful works of art. Oh my goodness, thank you for all the wonderful birthday wishes. Pretty amazing. It was a good day. Sadly, I couldn't make it up to the White Birch clan. Wind blew in here and we had rain showers. Later on that day, the clouds blew out, but the wind stayed, right? It was so windy, and it's kind of pointless for me to go anywhere. I'm always careful too. I worry about trees falling on me. So, but it was a good day. I stayed home and we had cake. And when it's really windy and stormy like that, I mentioned it to some of the subscribers who connected with me through Messenger and emails and stuff, and the animals don't move, right? Especially the ones that are worried about predators, elk, deer, moose, you name it. I was taught that the animals, when it's windy and rainy like that, they just bed down. They stay put because they can't smell anything or hear anything for the wind and the leaves and the trees moving. They don't know where their predator is, whether it be a wolf or a grizzly or what have you. They can't hear anything, so it's safer for them just to stay put. And they do. They bed down, they lay down, they wait it out, they wait the weather out, and And the Sasquatch are the same. I have went out when it's been fairly windy, and it's difficult to hear anything, and I'm sure they are having, I'm sure it's the same for them. They just probably stay put, wait it out, don't do much traveling, don't do much moving around, and it's just how it works out in nature, right? But once it does, once this blows over, once it clears up and warms up, I'm off on my road trip to reset the bowl up, to reset this gifting bowl up, and as well check on Coy's gifting bowl and the gift I sent him. So I've been antsy to get up there. I've been kind of excited to get up there. I miss them, right? And it's, like I say, it may sound strange to many, but I miss them because I've connected with them. I actually worry about them. I do, and it may sound strange to some, because I'm sure a lot of you aren't used to hearing these sort of things. Here, I heard the stories, right? I heard the stories. I heard some of the legends. My mom and my father believed in them, so I mean, it wasn't something strange. It wasn't until, once we actually experienced them and had experiences, encounters here. I mean, that makes it real, right? That changes you forever. Yes, but I could see for some who don't believe and then have an actual encounter, it's going to throw them for a loop, right? They've got to reassess everything around them. They got to realize that what they thought was true is not true. It changes you, really does change you from that point on. You can avoid it and ignore it and pretend it didn't happen, but it's always going to be there, right? It's always going to be. It doesn't leave. It will not leave you. Eventually, you will have to deal with it at some point in your life, and then there are times where people just choose to never deal with it and stay within their safe place, their bubble, and pretend that none of this stuff is going on, or none of this stuff exists, right? But anyway, as well, okay. So we're working today. I've got that all. I've got pretty much all the rough edges sanded out. There is a crack running here, and I don't know if, it looks pretty sturdy still. I might run maybe a piece of duct tape on the back of that just to secure it a little bit better. Good old duct tape, right? I do have to drill a couple holes and get my poles all cleaned up and ready, and then we're good to go. I just want to get all this stuff ready so the day that I go, hit the road and I'm on my way up there. I just wanted to show you guys the progress on that, because that's what's going to be on the White Birch clan. There are two gifting sites, and I believe the road that I travel on, when I get to these places, to this place that I stop, I believe that road is a boundary line, and I have two clans there. I initially had this bowl on the west side of that road allowance, and I moved it. Because I kept hearing all the noises on the east side of that road, all the wood knocks, the vocals. It was like they were calling me over there. And so I moved it. One of the big reasons Coy on the west side acted out, part of the reason why he acted out, and where I had this bowl set up, all of the archers were destroyed. And I believe now, almost a year later, there was a shift in the clan. There is a new leader. I think Coy's leading the group, but I also believe there's another group on the east side where I had moved this bowl, and there's a boundary line there. So if you go back a few videos, I went up and I put a bowl back onto Coy's side, one I had made out of birch, white birch bark. I thought it was perfect for there, and so Coy's got his own bowl. I had left him a gift, and now I need to go put this one back on the east side of that boundary. So there's going to be a gifting site on the west side of that road allowance, and then one on the east side. I believe that because of everything that I've went through, what I picked up and what I've experienced up there. So I just need to follow my intuition, my gut feelings, and the empath, what the empath is showing me, and I'm going to have two sites right there. So I believe I'm catering to two groups. Coy is on the one side, Scar I've filmed Scar there. For all of you that are familiar with Scar, I'll put one of his pictures up here. He was on the east side, or he was on the west side with Koi, and I picked up some of them on the east side, but they're more elusive on that side. They stay more hidden. I am going to have to do some type of little bit of a map, I think, because a lot of people get lost in everything that I'm doing here, because I'm visiting 4 different clans of Sasquatch, and some of the things that have happened, say at Seven Creeks, people mistake it for something that happened at the White Birch. Those places are 30 miles apart. I don't want to do an aerial map and let everybody know exactly where I'm going, because I will not do that. I want to keep a lot of where I go. I don't want to give out that much information. And not more for the clan's safety, more for the least amount of stress that I can create is good. You know, a smaller map, and you'll see as I'm, you know, an aerial view of when I stop, which direction I'm traveling, and just kind of give you an idea of where the gifting sites are when I get to these points. You know what? Another good thing is, for all of you, if you feel it necessary or you think it's important enough, do a journal. Keep a journal. Swan Lake Bigfoot journal, because there's a lot that's going on here. So a journal is a good thing. Keeping a journal is a good thing. And my plan is to do some kind of little map. Last but not least, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to show you. I still have so many people. This is messing people's minds up, I tell you. This is throwing, it's like the Sasquatch and myself here, and I had mentioned this to a couple of people. It's like the Bigfoot here and myself, we threw a pebble into a still pond, which was the Bigfoot community, and it's created some ripples, right? This is a good thing. It's got everybody talking. It's interesting because I'm watching the different groups, right? It's like segments within the community. You have the scientific community, and they're all on a uproar. There's got to be a scientific reason for this, right? They're trying to figure that out, which is good. And then you have the people who are, you know, they're under I believe it's a conditioned belief, because of a lot of the rhetoric and narratives that they hear. They think these Sasquatch are solid beings that could be killed and captured, and are out there with the big claws and the fangs, and they're killing, you know, elk and deer and pulling them apart into pieces. And there's that group who are, it's difficult for them to go there, because how can the Sasquatch then, if they're these physical beings, how can they be there and we can't see them? It's not sitting well, right? It's not sitting well. And then there's the group that it's confirmation, because they believe these beings to be spiritual and interdimensional. There's 3 segments there, and it's got everybody talking within all 3, and I think it's a good thing. It's got people trying to imagine, come up with theories, understand, and it's all good. For me, personally, when I'm there, at those moments, the moments that have found them in my glasses, the reflection in my glasses, I was smelling them, hearing them, sensing them, feeling them around me, so close, sometimes, you know, in the ground, I mentioned before, and then finding them in my glasses right then and there. That's confirmation, right? That's confirmation for me that it's just telling me, okay, I was hearing them, I was sensing them, and it's telling me as well, my empathic abilities are spot on. They're 100% spot on, right? And that's what's important to me. That's what I'm getting out of it, because I know they're there, right? I hear them, I see them, I smell them. We've had many experiences with them here. I know they're real. I don't have an iota of doubt, right? And so, for me, finding them in the glasses was pretty amazing. I don't quite understand how it's happening. On a subatomic level, that was one of the things that I thought of, like out of phase. Somebody said that doesn't make any sense to them, out of phase. But if if they can shift up on a subatomic level out of phase, we'd have to use a tool to see them, right? I think between the camera lens and the lenses on my glasses is the tool. I mean, you'd have to know a group of Bigfoot, and I think you'd have to have a relationship with them, a trusting relationship with them. And as I mentioned in my previous video, these were baby steps. It took a long time to get where I am with them, for them to trust me, for them to come that close to me. It's just a theory. But in order to see them, you would need a tool, right? You would need something to see through that, or to bring that that shift back into view, right? And I think that's what we're doing here with glasses. I want to do something here. I'm going to get in the light. I want to show you something from re-reviewing my footage. The glasses I have on right now are the best at reflection. Though again, and I should add, and I should mention that I think lighting, time of day, and the glasses are playing a large factor in how well the glasses are reflecting, and how well we can see those reflections within the glasses. I had people say, you know, why don't you get mirrored, very mirrored glasses? My intent was to never be capturing a reflection of a Bigfoot in my glasses. It was to hide my eyes, because the Sasquatch do not like eye contact. We've learned that over the years here, growing up here on the farm. They don't like it. They don't like it. You know, the bears and the grizzlies are the same way. They do not like direct eye contact. If you ever come onto a bear, put your head down, look the other way, and just back out of there. Don't look at them. And seeing the crazy thing is, people see the bear, they get scared, their eyes go buggy, they have these huge eyes, and they can't quit staring at the bear. When you are scared and your eyes are big and you're freaking out because the bear's there, out of fear, they come. Because you are challenging them, they do not like it. They don't like it, grizzlies or black bears. But my point being is that's my intent for wearing the glasses all the time when I go out squatching, when I go out to visit the clans, or do anything associated with them here too, because they do come. So if you see, I'm going to put the reflection, I don't know if you can see that. Okay, you're going to see the reflection of a spruce tree branch right in front of me. If I turn my head, that reflection stays the same, right? It stays the same, and it'll even move into the left side. So no matter how I move my head, that reflection isn't going to move. It's going to stay stationary. The only way that would disappear or move is if I turned completely, but see, you still are getting a piece of that reflection in the left side. The environment in my glasses don't change, right? It's just me who's moving. And I think this is very important. Keep this in mind, keep this at the forefront of your thinking. For my next upload, I'm sharing with you right now in mind, because it's going to answer some questions on how some of this stuff is possible. It's like we're looking into another realm, right? You're going to see that whole reflection in my lenses shift, morph. And I think it's an amazing capture, not just the fact that we captured the Sasquatch in it, but how they're materializing right there in front of me, and dematerializing. They're disappearing. These are the ones, I'm going to put these on now. These are the ones I was wearing at Seven Creeks when I first saw the Bigfoot in my glasses, and at the river, right? So I'm just going to go through all three of these, and we'll see which one has the best reflection. I'm thinking the ones I have on are the better ones, but we'll see. Here we go. Okay. and that's the third pair. These are the newest. These are the ones that I was wearing at Seven Creeks in the river, with the footage I just shared with you from the river. And and I just got something all over my glasses here. Now I'm going to be so conscious of keeping these lenses clean and spotless, and for the last few days I've been thinking, okay, I can't be thinking too much about this while I'm out there, right? I can't be overthinking this. I just got to continue going out and doing what I've been doing the way I've always been doing it. I can't make this my focus, right? I can't be putting all my focus and energy into this. That's not what I'm there for. I really was thinking I can't put too much onus on this, right? That was just happenstance. Like it was, it happened. It just happened. I think for a very important reason. Like I say, it's got everybody talking. It's opening people's minds to other possibilities. I'm sure there are debates taking place and maybe arguments, but it's all good. For me, it's all good. I think it needs to be talked about, and people's minds need to open up a little more and not get stagnant into or conditioned into believing the narratives. A lot of the narratives and stuff that are being pushed out there. It's bigger than that. It's bigger than that, and we're proving it, right? These Sasquatch, I think, are on board, and I think I think they're just going to show us more and more as we go forward. When I first decided to do this, I asked them to show me and show everybody the beauty of their species, of their people, of them, of their nature. And I believe that's what they're doing. I really, truly do. I'll leave it there. And as you can see, the sun come out. Oh my goodness, this is a good thing. Our grasses are not coming up yet. We still need a little bit of moisture. It's just not, we don't have those really nice warm spring days and evenings yet. And it's just starting. It's just starting. And the leaves are just starting to bud. The leaves are almost ready to come out and open up. More than likely, the next time you see me, we'll have green. We'll have a green tapestry behind me. It happens that fast. It can happen overnight. All right, my friends, so stay tuned. I got a video coming up for you from the Bigfoot blueberry patch, and then as well I'm going to be making that trip. Like, the sun is shining. I'm hoping tomorrow, if this is how it is tomorrow, I'm off on the road trip up to White Birch to set up the bowl, check on koi, and visit the clan there. So stay tuned, take care, and I will see you in the trees. Bye for now.